Good morning, class. Today is Wednesday, April 15th, 2020. Today we're going to continue on our talk about poetry. But we're going to talk about poetry as a writer. So writers can write poems. Obviously, we've been working on writing poems. So today we're going to talk about revising and editing as it has to do with poems. And you're going to see that it's the same that we use in our workshop. Before we start today, I'd like to remind you about your schedule, wherever it is, and stay on track. If you have any questions, always let me know. And remember, I will be online from 1 to 4 today, answering any questions in Teams. Okay, let's get started. Okay, Tigers, today after our lesson, we have some follow-up activities again that we're going to do together, and you're going to do in your groups like we did yesterday. So we're going to be doing fun with onomatopoeias. And yes, it's going to be as fun as that word sounds. That's an element of poetry that just brings it to life. You probably know it from graphic novels or comics. And you can find that, of course, in our Microsoft Teams, or you can go to nearpod.com and put in this code. So if you're joining us later, make sure you do that later when you can. If you have any questions, let me know. Let's get on with the writing.
Editing your writing. What is editing? Editing is fixing the mistakes in our writing. We can fix grammar, spelling, capitalization, and punctuation. Here's an informational writing I've been working on. It says, "Do you like dogs? I will teach you how to take care of a dog. You can get a dog from a shelter. Next, take the dog to the vet. Then, don't forget to buy food. Last, get the dog some toys." Let's edit it. First, we're going to edit grammar. I have to think to myself, do my sentences sound right? And did I use nouns and verbs correctly? Let's see. Here's my first sentence again. It says, "Do you like dogs?" Do you notice something that doesn't sound right to you? Oh yeah, the word likes. It should be like. Do you like dogs? That's better. Now we're going to edit spelling. I have to think, did I spell sight words correctly? Did I use word chunks that I know? And did I stretch out every word? Let's try. You can get a dog from a shelter. What sight word did I spell wrong? Can. Can starts with a C. What about the word shelter? I need to try to stretch it out a little bit more. Shelter. Much better. Now we're going to edit capitalization. We're going to think, did I capitalize the first letter of the first word of every sentence? Did I capitalize the names of people and places? Did I capitalize the word I? And did I make all the other letters lowercase? All right, let's try. Next, take the dog to the vet. What should be capitalized? Oh yeah, the N in next, because it's the first word in my sentence. What should be lowercase? Oh, the D in dog. Perfect. Now we're going to edit punctuation. We're going to think, did I put a punctuation mark at the end of every single sentence? And do my punctuation marks match the type of sentences that I wrote? Let's try it. It says, then don't forget to buy food. Last, get the dog some toys. Where am I missing a punctuation mark? Yes, at the end of my first sentence. And is that question mark right? No, that's not a question. That's a statement. I need a period. So here is my edited piece. It looks and sounds so much better. Thanks for your help editing my writing. Hopefully, you have learned how to edit your own writing.
Okay, class, we're gonna practice together. You're gonna talk me through what I need to do. I remember that a sentence is complete when 5 little rules, it meets. Okay, I put the 5 little things, it needs to be complete on the bottom just so I remember. And I don't want to edit the entire story, I just want to edit a sentence at a time. And then I can read the whole story together. So we're just going to edit a sentence at a time. So I need you to help me. Remember, get your 5-finger checker up. Sentence checkers. Remember, we always have them. Even now, we didn't forget them in the classroom. We still have them. So a sentence is complete when 5 little rules, it meets. Has a capital letter, finger spacing, spelling, makes sense, and an end mark. All right, so the first thing I check is capital letter. And I'm going to check for, let me remember, what do I check for? Oh, yes, thank you. The beginning of a sentence has to begin with a capital letter, and proper nouns, very important, people and places have to begin with a capital letter. So let's check. Capital letter in the first sentence. This is not a capital letter. So I'm going to use the editing marks to show that when I rewrite this, I need to rewrite that as a capital letter. So I'm using the editing marks to show, to capitalize that. Charlotte went to New York City in the summer holidays. I know New York City is a place. It's a proper noun. So every word in that proper noun has to be capitalized, kind of like New Mexico. Both words have to be capitalized because it's the name of a state, right? New York City and El Paso is the name of a city with 2 words capitalized. So Charlotte went to New York City in the summer holidays. I think everything is capitalized. Finger spacing. This is typed and it looks like the words are not like smashed together. I just have to remember when I rewrite or retype this to put a space. Spelling. Let's check the spelling just in this sentence. Charlotte went to New York. York. This doesn't look right to me. I know we don't put a C on the end of anything. And we use a K on the end of a word to say New York City in the summer holidays. Holidays doesn't have a Z in it. It's like a Y. So I'm not sure, but I'm going to check. Maybe I'll use the dictionary or online to figure out how to spell holidays because that's not right. So I'm just going to use the editing mark SP on top to show that I need to spell that correctly. Charlotte went to New York City in the summer holidays. I don't know if this makes sense. I think this should say for the summer holidays. Right? There's something not right about this sentence. Next sentence. Remember, I'm checking capital letter, finger space, spelling, makes sense, and an end mark. First thing is capital letter. She liked the tall buildings there. Capital letter, it looks like everything is capitalized. There's no proper nouns, and this is capitalized. Finger spacing. It has finger spacing. Spelling. She liked the tall building there. I think this should say liked because she already did it. She went last summer or last holiday. She liked the tall buildings there, and this one is not spelled right. There is a place like here, that's correct, and period for an end mark. Next sentence. Oops, I see a mistake already, and I'm checking capital letter again. She went on the subway to meet Mrs. Jones for dinner. I know this last word is wrong, right? But I got to stay in my pattern. She should be capitalized, the first word. Went on the subway to meet. This is the kind of meat we eat, right? You see that it's like, so this is not spelled right. To meet Mrs. Jones. And this needs an end mark, right? For dinner, this is wrong. This is spelled wrong. I'm going to quickly, I only have 10 seconds left, so I'm going to go on. The last sentence, they has a great time. Everything's capitalized, finger spacing, yes, spelling. This is not spelled right, that needs fixed. SP, and this should not be has, it should say had. Had. So as you can see, the writing process applies to all types of writing, including poetry that we're studying this week. So as we move into the editing and peer editing on our writing process for poetry, this week and next week, we will use these things we already know, the 5 sentences, complete, complete, complete. When 5 little rules of meets, 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 we always have our sentence checker with us, right? Capital letter, finger spacing, spelling, makes sense, and an end mark, and we know what each of those little things mean too. So, keep your sentence checkers with you as we close out the lesson. So remember, you have your work on your schedule, and we have some follow-up lessons right now that I'm excited to explore those onomatopoeias. That's just a fun word to say. And in exploring those onomatopoeias, we're going to read some more poems by Shel Silverstein. How exciting is that? I'll see you back in Teams, and have an excellent, wonderful Wednesday, and keep working, Tigers. That's why we're number 1.